It's late. You're lying in the dark, almost asleep. Nothing is wrong. And then, out of nowhere, your brain reaches back 10 years, pulls out the single most embarrassing thing you have ever done, and plays it in full. And you physically flinch. Maybe you make a sound. Maybe you pull the blanket over your face, alone in an empty room. Nobody asked for this memory. Nobody was thinking about it but you. So why, in the quietest moment of your day, does your own mind decide to attack you with it? Here's the strange part. This isn't random. Your brain is not malfunctioning. It is doing exactly what it was built to do with terrifying precision. It chose a memory that was social. Embarrassing, a moment where you might have looked foolish in front of other people. It did not replay a nice afternoon. It did not replay a boring Tuesday. It reached with perfect aim for a moment of shame, and it chose to do it at night when you are alone and defenseless. Every part of that is deliberate. The type of memory, the timing, the flinch. And once you understand why, you'll realize this late night torture is actually one of the oldest survival systems you own, still running thousands of years after it was needed. Because to understand why you cringe, you have to understand something unsettling. Your brain does not treat embarrassment as an emotion. It treats it as a wound. Let me show you. In 2003, 3 neuroscientists at UCLA, Naomi Eisenberger, Matthew Lieberman, and Lieberman Williams, ran an experiment that changed how we understand emotional pain. They put people inside a brain scanner and had them play a simple online game of catch with 2 other players. What the participants didn't know was that the other players weren't real, and partway through, the game was rigged. The 2 others simply stopped throwing the ball to them. They were left out, ignored, socially rejected in the most trivial way imaginable. But their brains did not treat it as trivial. When the rejection happened, the scanner lit up in a very specific place, the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex. And here's why that matters. That is one of the exact same regions that activates when your body feels physical pain. Let that land. Your brain processes social rejection using the same machinery it uses for a broken bone. To your nervous system, being excluded and being injured are almost the same event. So when you cringe at 3 a.m., you are not just remembering an awkward moment. You are reopening a wound. Your body flinches because, as far as your brain is concerned, you are being hurt again, right now, in the dark. The pain is real. It just has no body to point to. But that raises a question. Out of your entire life, why does your brain save the humiliating moments so vividly, while the pleasant ones fade into a blur? In 2001, a group of psychologists led by Baumeister published a paper with a title that says everything. It was called Bad is Stronger Than Good, and it laid out a mountain of evidence for a single, brutal rule of the human mind. Negative experiences hit harder, stick longer, and are remembered more sharply than positive ones. A compliment fades in an hour. An insult can last a lifetime. You'll forget 100 normal conversations, but you will remember in high definition the one time you said the wrong name or waved back at someone who wasn't waving at you. This is called the negativity bias, and it's not a flaw. For your ancestors, forgetting a good meal cost you nothing. Forgetting a threat, a danger, a moment that damaged your standing in the group could cost you everything. So evolution built a memory system that clings to your mistakes and lets your triumphs slip away. Your most embarrassing moments aren't stored more vividly by accident. Your brain is protecting them on purpose. It has decided these are the memories you cannot afford to lose. Okay, so the memories are painful and they're preserved, but why do they ambush you specifically at night? The answer starts with a discovery from around 2001, when the neuroscientist Marcus Raichle identified something strange about the brain. He found that when you stop focusing on the outside world, when you're not working, not talking, not distracted by anything, your brain does not power down. Instead, a whole separate system switches on. He called it the default mode network. The default mode network is the brain's idle state. And what does it do when it's idle? It turns inward. It replays your past. It thinks about yourself, your relationships, how others see you. It ruminates. During the day, this network is mostly quiet because you're busy. There's a screen, a task, a conversation, 1,000 things pulling your attention outward. But at night, when you lie down in the dark and the distractions finally stop, there is nothing left to occupy your mind. So the default mode network takes the wheel. And with no outside world to look at, it turns the spotlight on you. Your history, your mistakes. It goes digging. And thanks to the negativity bias, it knows exactly where the sharpest memories are buried. There's one final piece, and it explains why 3 a.m. specifically feels so merciless. In 2022, researchers, including Andrew Tubbs and Elizabeth Clerman, proposed something they called the mind after midnight hypothesis. Their argument, drawn from sleep and brain research, is that the human brain is not neutral at night. As the hours after midnight pass, the brain actually tilts toward the negative, toward fear, toward rumination, toward seeing everything in a darker light. And at the same time, the part of your brain that normally keeps you calm and rational, the prefrontal cortex, the part that would tell you in daylight, relax, That was 10 years ago. Nobody remembers. That part is tired. Its brakes are worn down. It's the least equipped it will ever be to stop a spiraling thought. So at 3 a.m., you have the perfect storm. A brain chemically biased toward the negative. A memory system that hoarded your worst moments. An idle network digging them up. And the one part of you that could talk you down has gone quiet for the night. You never stood a chance. But here's the part that changes everything. Because all of this looks like cruelty. It looks like your own mind turning against you for no reason. It isn't. This entire system exists to protect you. Or rather, it was built to protect the ancient human you used to be. Think about what embarrassment actually is. It's the fear of being judged by your group. And for almost all of human history, your group was everything. You could not survive alone. If the tribe turned on you, if you were mocked, shamed, and pushed out, you didn't just feel bad, you died. Exile from the group was a death sentence. So evolution gave us a savage internal alarm. Every time you did something that might lower your standing in the eyes of others, your brain marked it in permanent ink, flooded it with pain, and set it to replay over and over so that you would never, ever make that mistake again. The cringe was a teacher, a brutal one. It kept your ancestors careful, humble, and accepted. It kept them alive. The problem is that the alarm can't tell what century it is. It's still guarding your place in a tribe that scattered thousands of years ago. It's still punishing you for a social crime that, in reality, no one else even remembers. And that's the cruelest irony of all. Because the people in those memories, the ones you're so sure are still judging you, they forgot. Almost immediately. They were far too busy replaying their own 3 a.m. memories to hold on to yours. You are the only person left in the entire world who still remembers your most embarrassing moment. You are the prisoner, and you are also the only guard. So the next time it happens, and it will happen, try to remember what that flinch really is. It's not proof that you're broken, or that the moment still matters. It's an ancient survival instinct firing in a world it no longer understands, trying, in its clumsy and painful way, to keep you safe and accepted by people who moved on long ago. And there's one more thing worth noticing. The person in that memory, the one who said the wrong thing, who tripped, who didn't know better, that person doesn't exist anymore. You cringe precisely because you have grown. You are flinching at a younger, smaller version of yourself. From the outside, the way you'd wince at a child about to make a mistake. You are not that person. You are the proof of what they became. The cringe feels like your past reaching forward to shame you. But it's really the opposite. It's the distance you've traveled, measured in the only way the mind knows how. So when your brain hands you that memory at 3 a.m., one more time, maybe it isn't an attack. Maybe it's just showing you how far you've come.